I'm still in a pretty deep, dark spot, and at times, and when I was laying flat on my back, doped up on hydrocodone, I never watched any YouTube. I didn't know what any of that stuff was, so I started watching YouTube. Started running across these sheep hunts up in Alaska and Yukon. Just the scenery is gorgeous, and I just prayed that if one day I ever got better, I want to go see. I want to see what that looks like. Made that my prayer. Over the next 4 months, after I get off the walker, and then you start your physical therapy process, and all this thought going in my head about if I can ever walk again, if I can ever get back the strength to do something like that. Here I am on a walker and on a cane. It was a long shot, I know. I booked my sheep hunt while I was still on a cane, but it meant that much to me to go and see this wilderness that I've never seen, very few people have seen, and that was my motivation to get back in shape. I finally was released to start physical therapy after 6 months. My goal was to set up a team to help me navigate all this. So I had my doctor's office involved, my massage therapist, and my physical therapist, and they were all communicating. It was quite amazing, actually. I take credit for that, but no, not really. But they did a wonderful job of communicating, because there's a lot of, you get into trying to fix that mess, and there's a lot of things that come up, and they did. I found my physical therapist, Dr. Emily Kraft, and so I went to meet with Emily. It was just a good fit. We did a lot of electrotherapy. At that time, I could only come 1 day a week because I hurt so bad.
I remember your very first visit. It was a walking stick coming in. I think you were maybe 6 months post.
6 months.
Post second surgery. And I just remember you were very down. You would sleep in the middle of the day a lot. It really took a toll on your mental health. It was one of the biggest things that I really saw. Then from there, we just slowly worked into it. There's not a lot that you could tolerate because you had been told by your doctor to stay in bed for all that time and had gotten incredibly weak, and that nerve was still very new to healing. And so that was something that we kind of had to battle with each visit, is just trying to get that nerve to calm down. We were doing some dry needling, trying to help that nerve heal. Mostly his left side, but really both sides were affected. His back muscles had gotten super tight. One, from the surgery, cutting through all that tissue, they had to go in through the back. And then 2, from the nerve and everything healing, everything was just very, very tight. And he even had a lot of pain down his side. So we would do a little bit of cupping, we'd do needling, trying to go across that nerve root that ran all the way down. That was mostly affected by the compression of the vertebrae. So we spent a lot of time doing that, and a lot of time just doing exercises on the table before we even came out into the gym. So
I think we had 16 weeks.
Yeah.
16 weeks that the insurance paid for, but was it twice a week? I think it was.
Yeah, we had 8 and then 8.
My insurance ran out, and I hired Emily to be my, not only my physical therapist, but my strength and conditioning coach. We went from 1 day a week to 2 days a week, and eventually made it to 3 days a week. There are times during this process when you injure yourself. My QL muscle on the right side was a constant problem. I'd be coming along pretty good, and we got to where we were doing a few weights and doing a few aerobics, and I'd injure that QL or something else, and I'd be out for a couple weeks, or one time even a month or so. Emily kept me mentally in the game. Honestly, looking back on it, that's where I really got the idea of give it your all and send it. Sending it is a military term. Sending your shot downrange, it's a hunting term. For me, it's a human term. Sending me downrange, giving it my all, and so that's what my motto was, to get ready for this sheep hunt. And Emily helped to nurture that. We had conversations about that.
Little by little, we got there, and now you're deadlifting over 200 pounds and squatting close to 200 pounds, and you can't even tell that you had a back surgery. So it's been a really cool process. Trusting the process. It's not going to be, and there's been times where he was here and then he was here.
A lot of ups and downs.
Yes, and that is normal. And I just try to emphasize that any rehab process is It's never going to be like this. You're going to have ebbs and flows. And it's when people hit that bottom that they give up. But when you come back, you're going to come back higher and stronger. And so that's just really important. Frankie set a great goal too that he has set for 2024?
2024.
Which is super exciting and gives us both motivation to get him where he needs to be in order to complete that backpacking trip.
Get emotional.
It's going to be here before you know it too.
Couldn't be here without you to where I'm at today.
Thank you. I just lined the path. I mean, you put in the work, and it was you.
Put in the work. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Put in the work.
Yep.
And what? Embrace the suck.
Yeah.
Because it does suck every now and then. You just gotta push through it. Thank you, Emily.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Her knowledge in that arena of therapy, not only physically but mentally, it was huge because there was a lot of failures and but a lot of hard work too. And she kept me pumped up.
When he started working out and going through physical therapy, that was light at the end of the tunnel, for sure. I could see it in his personality, the way he slept. And Emily, he felt good. She made him feel good about his progress and what he could do or what he couldn't do. She would make adjustments. She would always try different exercises with him. And if he couldn't do it, she didn't make him feel shamed about it or like you're weak or what are you thinking? You can't do that. She made sure that he could do something. She kept him active and focused to get better. And she's just fabulous. I mean, she was physical therapist and trainer. She was just amazing. Like, I was so thankful for her. And she knew that I was thankful. Like, I made sure, hugged her, told her thank you. Like, she knew that I appreciated what she was doing for him. You know, when you have somebody like that that's on that other side helping, you don't feel so alone. And like, I didn't feel like I was having to encourage him all by myself. But I think having his trainers really helped him, probably more than anything, to get him over the hump.
That's it for today. That's it for today. We're rolling along in 22, 23. I start ordering my gear for my sheep hunt. Got my pack and I'm starting to load my pack and hike the mountain. Well, here I am, January 7th, 2022. Made the summit, Pine Mountain Trail. Just got up here, me and Ginger. Took me about an hour and 20 minutes, I think. I had to stop a couple of times. My footing's still not real good, especially on my left foot. Stumbled a time or two, but thought about turning around and quitting, going back. But you don't make it to Alaska by going back. Glad I made it. Gonna make it again. Part of the process. You know, I was kind of worried about the descent more so than the ascent, but I just have to take it slow and watch my steps. And on the way out, I just stopped at Academy and bought some cheap trekking poles. Never used them before, wasn't sure if I would like them, and quite honestly, if I hadn't have done that, I would have probably gone down a couple of times on the way up and maybe one time on the way back down. But well, we made it back out, almost 3 miles up there and back, so not too bad for my first outing. It's a win. Didn't think I was gonna make it. Thought on the way up, I thought I was gonna turn back and not gonna make it. But me and Ginger, we did pretty good. Just made it back out to the trailhead. My first one since back surgery. Those 2 back surgeries. So just made my second ascent to the top of Pine Mountain. I'm not gonna say it was easier than the first time, because honestly I felt a little less stable this time, but I didn't stop, so that's good news. Be careful. My wife's going with me. My cousin who was going to the Yukon is going with me. You know, we're just really, we're getting in shape and things are going great. You know, starting to get excited.
Red top.
Me and Kelly and J.O. This is J.O.'s first trip with us. April 16th, 2023. I am 2 years and a week past my second surgery and still after it training for Alaska. J.O.'s going with me to Alaska, so got him some good Lathrop and Son boots. Breaking them babies in right. Vineyard Loop Trail is 5.3 miles. It's considered a difficult or hard trail, which is the first time that we have done this one. Everybody that we've passed on the way out has looked pretty tuckered out. So, been a while since I put the pack on. 5.3 miles, 5.2 miles. I think it's 1,300 feet in elevation. So we'll see. About to get into some tricky stuff here. Tuna Dam. And let's see. Yep. That right there is Pine Mountain. So we're just a little bit below Pine Mountain. Then it goes all the way over there. And then there's Sasquatch right there. Ah! Run!
Some of the native creatures are out today.
We're taking a little break up here on the side of the mountain. Just chilling. There's J.O. There's my old bag.
We're rolling into 2023 and my sheep hunt's fall of 2024. October of 2023, I get a phone call from my outfitter in Alaska. Hey Frankie, I got some bad news. He said the National Park Service has pulled my sheep concession. I'm not gonna be able to take you on a sheep hunt. This is less than a year from when we're supposed to catch an airplane. Obviously I asked him, well, do you know of anybody else? He's like, man, not for 2024. These sheep hunts are 3-4 years out to get a tag. And so here I am with nothing. I'm making some phone calls, everybody I know. Happened to call a guy up in the Yukon, Tavis Molnar, owns Arctic Red Outfitters, him and his wife Becca. Call him up and have a conversation. He's like, Frank, you don't have anything going right now, but you know what, give it a few months. Something might be shaking. Give it a few months and call me back. And same song and dance. I didn't think much about it. Everybody I called was 26, 27 at the earliest. So that was October, November, December, January 2024 rolling around. And I'm striking out everywhere I look. And here I am in best shape of my life by now, just about. And I happened to call Tavis back. I don't know why. I didn't remember the conversation. I just called him up and I said, hey man, Frankie Johnson, I don't know if you remember, but I lost my sheep hunt with Will. He knew the guy that I lost it with and they were friends. That's how all this came about. And he said, man, I can't believe you called me today. Actually, right now I'm walking out of the attorney's office. I just closed on my neighbor's concession. I bought his concession, but I didn't buy his books. I've got 12 sheep hunts that are available for this year, 2024. I said, well, now you got 11. So, whew. That's gotta be a God thing. Got it. It has been a roller coaster ride to this point, to say the least. A lot of blood, sweat, tears, and prayer have got me thus far. God has got me thus far, and I'll never give up. Hiking the mountain, healing and hurting all at the same time, and now changing venue. Since I found that glimmer of hope, I choose to keep the faith, and I hope you do too. Give it your all, and send it.